Good afternoon, Lynette Oxley here for Tax Shack Tactical TV. I'm here with Paul. Welcome, Paul.
Hi, guys.
He's in the back with his Kong, wabba or something.
Yeah, wabba. It's a Kong wrapped in nylon. And he flings it about quite a lot. Yeah.
In any case, where shall we start?
Okay, so let's get to the elephant in the room to start with. There's a lot that there's a lot to talk about, but we can't talk about. I'm sure just by now just about everyone's aware of the litigation that GOSA has been dragged into. This is for two ex-directors who were removed from the board, perfectly legitimately in terms of the Companies Act, in terms of our memorandum of incorporation, but they are now suing to be put back on the board, and they've thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, into their application. They're accusing everybody of being mean and nasty to them, and of being evil, and etc., etc. As one would expect, it's not very professionally approached, but it is what it is. So we can't say too much about that. What we can say is that GOSA is entirely untouched by this. The entire office is operating. We've got two people down sick. One's due back on Monday, and one will be back just after that. But that's just run-of-the-mill sickness type stuff.
Yeah.
The GOSA law is operating. The issues with CFR is operating. Our cameraman's operating.
Hello, Hannes.
So yeah. There's no problem with the services. There's no delay. There's nothing like that. Everything's going ahead. Everything will go ahead. That's the first point. And the second point is we've actually done. So we are very well represented. Mm-hmm. We have so these people sued me in my personal capacity, and they also sued GOSA. So first respondent, second respondent. It's not so nice being on the receiving end of these things. Anyway, so they tried to drag GOSA into this as well. Not quite sure why. Because I removed the people from the board, as is my prerogative in terms of our memorandum of incorporation and the Companies Act. They tried to seize control of the bank accounts. We blocked them. Blah blah blah. It was a terrible train smash. And now they're throwing mud around us wherever they can. It doesn't matter. We'll get through this. We've got an excellent team of attorneys advising us. We've got an excellent team of counsel. So advocates, both junior and senior silks, working on this. But GOSA and Tax Shack are going to have to employ their own attorneys and their own separate counsel when this thing. Well, right now we already are. So this is going to get very, very expensive. It's unnecessary.
We wanted to talk, but
there you go. It is what it is.
We're busy with our
other thing
affidavits, and it should be finished.
Yeah. So our answering affidavits are due in about 2 weeks' time. They're going to have a hell of a lot of answers in them. There's a founding affidavit from the two removed directors floating around just about everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's less than half of the story. That's the problem. It's the accusation. Oh, you bad people. But it's actually got no evidence in it. If you go through it, it's got no evidence in it. And it's not our answer to that. So that's going to happen in the answering affidavit. So
Please
the answering affidavit, give it a chance. The answering affidavit will be out within 2 weeks, and it will answer all of those questions completely, thoroughly. Anyway, so that's that. Then there's something else we can't talk about, and this is not us. Okay, so this week we heard that the airlines may no longer transport firearms in South Africa. I mean, like in none of them. No firearms, not handguns, not rifles, not shotguns. Apparently there was a big IATA, International Air Travel Association, Air Transportation Association, inspection of the Civil Aviation Authority, our local guys, and they, as part of they discover, well, okay, so what are your rules with regard to transporting firearms? And apparently there's a problem on the South African Airlines side, and they've stopped transporting firearms. It's being worked on.
And
I was speaking to friends of ours in the airline industry this morning, and they're working very hard at it. The Civil Aviation Authority is working very hard with the South African Police Services to try and get permits sorted out, and to try and, so it is being dealt with, guys.
And we'll keep you updated.
We'll keep you updated. We'll know before anybody else, and we'll tell you before anybody else. So, guys, don't panic about it. It's an inconvenience at the moment. It's a stuff up, actually, but it is being dealt with. So please, just guys, as with the previous story, hold your breath.
Yeah.
The story's not finished. And then I think you've got a couple of things you'd like to mention at the end. This is going to be a relatively short show because there's so much we're not allowed to talk about. But there is something we can talk about. We can give you a bit of a heads up. You'll remember that a while ago there was noise from SACITA, which was the old quality assurer for the training industry, for the firearms training industry, that had their accreditation removed and placed with the Professional Firearms Training Council. We attended a meeting on Tuesday with the Professional Firearms Training Council, and
I think there's some positives and negatives. It's not just negative. So
it's yeah, you know. So I think they've got their self sorted out. They're going to be. It's not going to affect their quality assurer role in the. We don't know yet because there are no standards at the moment, because they're moving away from unit standards towards modules. This is one of those bright government plans. Old Stompy, the bluntest blade in the cutlery drawer, Bladen Zamandi, was over in Switzerland eating chocolates or something, and the Swiss said to him, "Oh, you must look at our system; it's marvelous." And he bought the system for South Africa without considering all trades and not professions. I think just trades might be. It might be all tertiary education. I don't actually know. Is being changed according to the Swiss system.
Yeah.
So all the unit standards, those all out the window.
So your normal 117705, which is legal, is now going to change to something else. Your 119649, which is your handgun, use and handle a handgun, is going to change to something else. Yeah. I will have a little bit more information later. I will go through, I think they're going to send through some of the proposed changes and stuff. I will go through them in detail, and I'll give some feedback on that.
Just so that nobody panics. It's not going to affect qualifications that you already hold, competencies proficiencies that you already hold. It will not affect those, but it will affect stuff coming down the pipe.
I know that there's an interesting development in terms of security guards.
Yeah.
In terms of business competency, so security guards had to do business competency. They're going to change or split those two, as far as I can gather.
Yeah, they're going to develop a special competency, a special business proficiency for security guards.
Yeah. So it's interesting times. We will also obviously keep you updated. As soon as I've got some more details, I will post that as well.
Sure.
So a very nice event that we'll be involved in is going to be Kragdag, which is going to be out Bronkhorstspruit way again. It is an awesome event to go to. I think it's like over 300 exhibitors. I'm talking under correction.
Sure.
Girls on Fire will have a small daily introduction to owning a firearm for ladies. It's not going to include shooting or anything, but that will be.
Yeah, the rest of the stand holders are kind of,
exactly.
Start shooting off guns there, and next thing you know, you have a problem.
So it's going to be free of charge, and it will be about a 2-hour session. We will advertise that. Our skip on one skip on introduction to handguns has also been shifted. And then there's a lot of stuff happening in August for Ladies Month.
Ladies events, yes.
Please, if you're interested, there's a Women's Day event at Disafeng, which is in the Disafeng Pub and Restaurant, which is in Soweto. On the 9th of August, some awesome speakers. Girls on Fire will be represented there. We've got some other event, anti-bullying event that we've been invited to at FRONTLINE, which includes the Community Policing Forum and all kinds of other people. So some interesting stuff that's coming up, and I think that's about it. Anything else?
Yeah, pretty much that's it.
Please keep the faith. We will, as soon as we have our answering affidavit, we will give some feedback.
In fact, I think we'll have a special program on that.
We'll do.
Let's go through the thing bit by bit on that. I know there's a lot of people interested. There's a lot of people that aren't interested. There's a lot of people that are saying, for God's sake, just keep the side of it. Yeah. Just carry on with the good work.
And GOSA has done good work and will do good work in the future. Don't let something silly like this.
The wonderful thing is, if you don't want to listen to that part of it, you can tune it out.
Yeah, that's it. In any case, thank you, and we'll speak to you next week, and have a fantastic weekend.
Bye, guys.
Scrappy, the Land Rover, has lots of friends. Come play with us, the fun never ends. We're gun buddies, we learn gun safety. It's fun and easy, just like 1, 2, 3. If you see a gun, you shouldn't be afraid. You're a gun buddy and you'll be okay. So gun buddies, what does Scrappy say? Stop, don't touch, call a parent, walk away. Someone has a gun they keep in their room. Don't touch it or it will go boom. Scrappy knows what's best, so listen girls and boys. Guns are not bad, but guns are not toys. If you see a gun, you shouldn't be afraid. You're a gun buddy and you'll be okay. So gun buddies, what does Scrappy say? Stop, don't touch, call a parent, walk away. A friend invites you to come and play. He tells you to touch a gun. No, that's not okay. Scrappy knows what's best, so listen girls and boys. Guns are not bad, but guns are not toys. If you see a gun, you shouldn't be afraid. You're a gun buddy and you'll be okay. So gun buddies, what does Scrappy say? Stop, don't touch, call a parent, walk away. If you see a gun, you shouldn't be afraid. You're a gun buddy and you'll be okay. So gun buddies, what does Scrappy say? Stop, don't touch, call a parent, walk away.